And a French court has found the former Prime Minister François Fillon guilty of fraud and embezzlement. Let's talk to our Paris correspondent Hugh Schofield about this. Hugh, this is a real fall from grace.
Yeah, indeed, and it's a very, very severe sentence, which he will appeal, I hasten to add. I mean, he's not going to be walked off to jail today, but he did get a 5-year jail term, 3 of them suspended, so he faces 2 years in jail, and his wife, Penelope, British-born Penelope Fillon, has a 2-year suspended sentence as well. So, you know, it's a damning verdict, and in its judgment, the court made some statements which were very, very severe towards the couple, in particular towards François Fillon, former Prime Minister, of course, former front-runner to win the presidency at the last election, who the court said had put private gain over public good and had failed, obviously and clearly, in his duty to probity and exemplarity as a public official by giving his wife this fake job. And that was the basis of the charge against him, that for all these years he'd employed her as his assistant and drawn hundreds of thousands of euros, pounds, dollars of public funds to do that, but that in fact she'd done nothing. And the case hinged on the argument of whether or not she'd actually done a job, and the court decided that she hadn't, and this money had therefore been misappropriated.
Hugh, as you say, a front runner in the presidential race and a real celebrated career.
Well, yes. I mean, he was a stalwart of the French centre-right going back 20 years, been a very, very young parliamentarian in the early 90s, served under Chirac, served as Prime Minister under Sarkozy, and then was the front runner in 2017 to be the next president. If we cast our minds back to then, just 4 years ago, it was looking very much as if the centre-right would win after François Hollande. And who was going to lead the centre-right? Well, it turned out that François Fillon was. He won the primaries. And right up to January, February of 2017, it looked like he was being written up as the man who was going to be France's next president. And then this dramatic, spectacular collapse caused by the revelations in a newspaper. And that is very germane to all of this, because, of course, part of the defence, what his lawyers have been arguing and will continue arguing in the appeal, is that there is much more to this than meets the eye, and that in addition to the arguments about whether or not he's guilty of what he's accused of doing, there should be another argument about how this came into the public eye and the speed with which the prosecutor's office reacted to it in a way that they say was unwanted and showed that it was being directed from above in some way.
Hugh, thanks very much for that update there from Paris.